Hey folks, today we will be debugging a pretty common thing. So we've got a query, some sort of run query type thing, or a call statement in our model or macros, and it's kind of running unexpectedly, right? So you don't expect this to run, but it is still running when you did not want it to do so. So let's try and see why that is, right? So first things first, I'm going to kind of drop this table, and then I'm going to create it, and I'll insert one row of data to kind of just see what we're dealing with. So you can see here, every time we run an insert statement, we are going to insert a new row with a higher number than it was before. And over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log the dbt command using this new flags.which variable. So it's not new really, but it's just something that's quite esoteric maybe. So let's see what we get when we do this. Okay, so here I'm going to build my model foo. And if we look at all the SQL statements that are executed, we see that there is a insert and then the flex dot which equals to run, right? And then the creation of my table materialization. So nothing special here. I select from this. So you can see that, yep. So when I run, then this goes in, right? Now, what happens, I can do a build, which kind of is not that surprising really. So when I do a build, it's kind of the same as a run. There's an insert, and then this is flex.which equals to build. And then if we select from here, basically to no one's surprise, right? Now, what happens if you have, in your DBT job, you have say docs generate, right? So what happens during docs generation? Most people probably don't expect something like this to run, right? But if you look at this, see how generate has also inserted that stuff. So if you look at why that is, let's look at the debug logs for that. So we can see that for that model, when we invoke docs generate, we are also basically running that signal right here. You can see here, right? So I just did it again. So if we look at the table, now we've got number 5 and generate, right? So what happens here is that whenever you do dbt docs generate, dbt is going to compile this model. When we compile this model, this stuff will run, right? So if we do a compile for model, then this is going to run through this and it is going to execute this run query, right? So compilation means like compile this stuff and tell me what the compiled model SQL is. And you can see that in compilation, we actually also executed this, right? Now, when I select from this, then you'll see that this is going to be compiled as well. So what can we do about this? Well, pretty straightforward. We can use the flex.which gating. So we can say not equal to or maybe we can say in build or run. And kind of wrap this around the run query actually. So we can do something like this, right? Then let's see what happens. So here I'm going to do a compile. Now you see that because the flex dot which says to only do run query build or run, we don't see that over here, right? So we can select from here. Let's see if we get 7. We don't, right? So we can compile as many times. We won't get it, right? If you do the doc generate, again, we know docs generate the flex dot which equal to generate. And if you look at the start, so unlike before, we no longer run this insert, right? We no longer do this run query thing. Yeah. You can see we don't do that anymore. However, if you do a run or a build, then we continue to do this kind of insert, run query stuff, which you can see over here. So if you have, if you got kind of trying to run arbitrary SQL commands, deletes and inserts and creates and whatnot, and you find that, dbt is running that SQL command when you didn't expect it to, then make sure you look at your code and figure out where your query is and do some flags.which gating. Thank you.